Get ready for a wild ride as The Wonderfools finally hits Netflix on May 15. This new series from director Eun-bin reunites him with the brilliant Park Eun-bin, who trades her legal briefcase for chaotic superpowers. We are talking about a group of regular, awkward people in 1999 who suddenly gain abilities they are totally unprepared for, leading to complete and utter mayhem.
Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Next up, we are looking at a massive power move in Hollywood as Netflix sets its sights on the historic Radford Studio Center. With a potential price tag between $330 and $400 million, this deal could completely reshape the iconic lot that once launched legends like John Wayne. It is a bold play by the streamer to secure its production future right in the heart of Studio City. Then, we are diving deep into the emotional roller coaster of the new Mexican romantic dramedy Santita. Starring Paulina Davila as a complicated OB-GYN, the story kicks into high gear when the man she left at the altar, played by Gael Garcia Bernal, crashes back into her life years later. It is a compelling look at second chances, past trauma, and the messy reality of love. Finally, we are crunching the numbers on Netflix after a mixed quarterly update, and the news that co-founder Reed Hastings is stepping away from the board. With analysts split on whether the stock is a bargain or overvalued, it is a critical time for investors to pay close attention to the bottom line. If you want to stay ahead of the curve on all these stories, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss an update. Ever wonder what would actually happen if the most awkward people you know suddenly gained world-altering superpowers? Forget the capes and the training montages, because Netflix's latest K-drama, The Wonderfools, is here to show us that some people just weren't meant to save the world. Premiering May 15, this show is generating serious buzz, and for good reason. It marks the highly anticipated reunion of director Eun-bin and the phenomenal Park Eun-bin, the powerhouse duo behind the global sensation Extraordinary Attorney Woo. But swap the courtroom drama for a chaotic, nostalgia-drenched 1999, and you've got something entirely different. The story follows a group of regular, absolute train wrecks who stumble into abilities they have zero clue how to manage. We're talking about Yoon-Kinai, played by Park Eun-bin, whose attempt at being a hero involves teleporting in ways that are as messy as they are hilarious. She's joined by a telekinetic lead who prefers to keep his gifts under wraps, a guy who literally gets stuck to everything he touches. I mean, talk about a useless superpower, and another friend whose destructive energy is basically an accident waiting to happen. The trailer gives us a hilarious glimpse into this dynamic. They're peeling onions and playing roadside games while cars are flying through the air and chaos is unfolding in Heseong City. It's essentially a superhero origin story, but with all the clumsiness and anxiety of real life. It's fascinating to see Netflix leaning so heavily into the Korean market, especially considering the sector just pulled in a massive $17.1 billion in GDP last year. It's clear they are betting big on stories that blend high-concept fantasy with the grounded, emotional, and often ridiculous humanity that Korean dramas do better than anyone else. Are you ready to see if this crew can stop bumbling their way through heroism and actually save their city? Let me know in the comments if you're planning to binge-watch this on May 15. After all, maybe the real superpower isn't flying or telekinesis. It's just trying to survive your 20s without causing a total catastrophe. Ever wonder where the ghosts of Hollywood go to work? Right now, Netflix is closing in on a move that could fundamentally rewrite the history of Tinseltown's most iconic real estate. We are talking about the Radford Studio Center in Studio City, a legendary lot that has been the heartbeat of production for nearly 100 years. Word on the street is Netflix is looking to drop between $300 and $400 million to secure this historic campus. It is a massive play, but it comes at a time when the ground underneath the industry is shifting beneath our feet. Think about the history here. This place started as the home of silent film pioneer Max Sennett back in 1928, morphed into a factory for John Wayne westerns under Republic Pictures, and eventually became the television powerhouse that gave us classics like Gilligan's Island and Seinfeld. But why is this sale happening now? Well, the truth is, the economics of filming in LA are under serious pressure. With production fleeing to Georgia, Canada, and the UK for better tax breaks, California's share of the pie has dwindled to around 20%. Even a titan like Radford couldn't dodge the bullet, recently landing in distress after a massive debt default. For Netflix, this isn't just about grabbing fancy soundstages. It is a strategic move to lock down their own pipeline and gain total control in an era of streaming volatility. It's a classic power move. When the industry gets shaky, you stop leasing and start owning. Meanwhile, Governor Newsom is scrambling to hike up tax credits to nearly $700 million, trying to prove that LA still has what it takes to be the center of the entertainment universe. So, what does this mean for you? If this deal goes through, it's a sign that while the way we watch content has changed forever, the physical infrastructure of Hollywood is getting a massive, corporate-backed reboot. Is this the stabilization the industry needs, or just the next chapter in the corporate consolidation of our creative spaces? Let me know what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the business of show business. Because in this town, the plot is always changing. Ever wonder if you could actually pick up the pieces of a life you deliberately shattered? That is the heart of the new Mexican dramedy, Santita, currently streaming on Netflix. And let me tell you, it is not your typical rom-com. We open with a dream sequence, Donna Summer pumping, roller skates, a sudden, brutal crash, and before you even catch your breath, we are introduced to Maria Jose Cano, or as the locals call her, Santita. Played with a razor-sharp edge by Paulina de Villa, Santita is an OB-GYN in Tijuana, but don't let the name Little Saint fool you. After a devastating accident years ago left her paralyzed, she swapped a good girl persona for a life of high-stakes gambling, casual flings, and a moral compass that points in whatever direction she wants. She is messy, she is complex, and she is refreshingly real. But the past has a funny way of catching up to you. When the man she left at the altar years ago, Alejandro, played by the ever-charismatic Gael Garcia Bernal, suddenly reappears as the husband of one of her patients, the fragile life she has built begins to crack. What makes this show stand out is its restraint. It doesn't bog you down with endless flashbacks or heavy-handed exposition. Instead, we learn about her history through clever, natural dialogue during family poker nights, letting the narrative breathe. You feel the weight of her trauma, not just in her wheelchair, but in the way she keeps the world at arm's length. The chemistry between Davila and Bernal is the clear hook here. You know it is coming, you know it is going to be complicated, and you absolutely want to see it happen. Now, is it perfect? Not entirely. There is a slightly clunky subplot about her suing her own brothers over land, which feels a bit like filler, but it doesn't detract from the main event. It is a show about evolution, regret, and the terrifying prospect of letting someone see the parts of yourself you have spent years trying to bury. So my verdict, stream it. It is stylish, grounded, and anchored by a lead performance that is impossible to look away from. It's the kind of character-driven drama that leaves you wondering, if the person who knew you before everything changed walked back into your life, would you run towards them or hide? Go check out Santita on Netflix, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. Are you team, reconnect, or do some doors just need to stay shut forever? Is Netflix still the undisputed king of streaming, or has the throne become a little shaky? If you have been watching your portfolio lately, you have probably noticed some serious turbulence with NFLX. We are looking at a double-digit slide over the last week and a pretty rough year, which has plenty of investors asking, is this a prime buying opportunity or the beginning of a long-term cool down? Netflix recently dropped a mix of signals that left Wall Street scratching its head. You have strong Q1 results clashing with softer guidance for the second quarter, plus the major news that co-founder Reed Hastings is stepping away from the board. It is a transitional moment for a company that has moved from explosive growth into a phase of mature, steady operations. Now, the valuation debate here is fascinating because it depends entirely on who you ask. Some analysts point to a fair value estimate near $149, suggesting the current price is a massive bargain. If you look at it through that lens, Netflix is a goldmine waiting to be scooped up. But pull up a standard discounted cash flow model, and the story changes. The numbers there suggest the stock might actually be trading at a premium compared to its future cash flow projections. So why the gap? It comes down to how you weigh future revenue, profit margins, and the risks, like that lingering tax case in Brazil. It boils down to this. Netflix has built an incredible competitive moat, but its future success relies on disciplined spending and flawless execution. Are you betting on the brand's global dominance or the cold, hard reality of the cash flow math? Before you make a move, don't just follow the headlines. Dig into the fundamentals yourself. Check the link in the description to see our full breakdown of the rewards and the red flags we have identified. If you found this analysis helpful, hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive into the companies moving the market. Tell me in the comments, are you holding your Netflix shares or waiting for a better entry point? Remember, the market is always shifting. Make sure your strategy is built to last.